Welcome back, fellow mobile gaming fanatics. This is Top Drives on MyTyme. We're going to start today's video in a slightly different place, in the challenge with Lena Wolf. She's told us, I suppose it's time for something quite different. And yes, that is confirmation that in the developers post recently in the Hutch forums that there are going to be some changes to Top Drives, and one of those is going to be the challenge. We have had it confirmed that they're looking to revamp the single player aspect of the game and add a bit more variation, and it looks like they're going to be starting with the challenge. So the main change is going to be tickets will be disappearing. They're going to be removed from the game, and instead it's going to be replaced by attempts. So the idea is when you do a stage, you will have an attempt. If you 1-star or 2-star the stage, your attempt remains. You do not lose an attempt until you 3-star the stage. You also do not get the rewards until you 3-star the stage. So it looks like you're going to be unable to just farm away at stages and wait for tickets to replenish like you currently can do. The tickets will replenish all at once a day. Okay, so I imagine it's going to be 5 attempts again, a bit like the ticket style here, 5 attempts, and once a day they replenish back to the 5. So if you wanted to, you could come in, do your 5 stages, 3-star them all, take all your prizes from the prize board, and then you're done for the day. You don't lose out on anything. You're not going to lose out on tickets for an overflow. You can just leave it, come back the next day when it suits you, and repeat the process. Now, whether they will add something that after you, for example, get to the end, you see here, this would last for 5 days. Let's just say they may add another stage or something if it's, say, more than 5 tickets, to allow people to potentially do an extra stage which you can continuously 3-star and take prizes from the board. I don't know, but they're not going to give you prizes for 1-stars or 2-stars, because people could constantly just farm the board away and you don't lose any of your attempts. So get that idea out of your head, that won't be there. It may just be a straight fact of, we've got 5 days, you turn up whenever you want, you're going to clear the prize board, you can get 3 picks every time you get to the prize board, and that's it. So you're going to get essentially 5 prize board clears for the whole challenge, and you'll be able to do those stages, as many times as you want. They want to remove the element of punishment for you trying something or failing on a stage, which is why you won't lose your ticket or your attempt. It's going to be quite in line with many gacha kind of games. If you play anything similar, even if it isn't a racing version of it, normally there'll be a dungeon boss or something. You use a key to go into that, and they will give it back to you if you fail the stage. So that's what they're going to be doing. I'm assuming that's going to come next week. I'd be surprised if we didn't see that introduced from Monday, so keep an eye out for that. But what we do have an event. We do have the new Tri-Series event. It's the Gumpert Apollo R qualifiers. Let's come and have a look at that car before we go any further. The car itself looks amazing. Okay, first of all, it looks amazing. Slick tyres is always a slight bummer, but with 95 stock handling and 2.70 to 60, this is going to be an absolutely amazing car for twisty circuits, slimes, that kind of thing. Now, the top speed, yes, may not be amazing, but it's not going to be the kind of car you're just going to stick in test bowls, etc. It is going to be for dry, twisty tracks. I'd love to get this. It has a European Revolution tag, which would be a great help to my European Revolution squad, which isn't particularly strong at the moment, and it's got the Wild Ride tag, which is an interesting addition. Now, that is what we're going to be playing for. What will we need to get it? Well, those of you who either entered the event early or eagle-eyed will notice a couple of things. First of all, this did say German Renaissance Coupe ×5 and German Renaissance ×3. I was wondering, why do they have these 2 requirements here? Because German Renaissance Coupe ×5 is the same as German Renaissance ×3, because it has to be German Renaissance. Anyway, they've probably got a reason. That has been removed, and there were German Renaissance cars up here, packs up here as prizes. Now, when I looked at the cars, I was like, well, they're all American and they're all concept. Why are they giving us German Renaissance prizes? Which made me think that it was going to be a mix between an American concept cars and German either Renaissance cars or Renaissance concept cars or something like a crossbreed. That's what I thought. It's all been changed. Hutch, thank the people who have reported it. We now are getting American packs, which leads us to believe it's more likely to be 5 American concepts in the final. That's what you're probably going to need to get that Apollo. So the first thing we do is we click on my cars, we rush to the filter as quickly as we can, we scroll down to the country, we get our beloved USA, come down to collection and tags, we scroll, get rid of those prize cars, click on concept, and we see what kind of chance we have. Well, at first glance, 2 maxed out Dodge M4Ss, a maxed out Cadillac El Mirage, even if it's done drag perspective, not for circuits, and a Chevrolet Mirai is also maxed out. Now, given that this is the top prize in the qualifiers, I'd imagine this should be pretty useful in the final. I would suggest there is going to be some element of rain in the track set as well. As we move down, there's not a huge number of cars in the ultra rare, but I do have a maxed out Chevrolet Aerovette and a maxed out Ford Bronco concept if I need it. So I can run straight away without spending a single ounce of gold or cent of in-game currency to attempt the event with 4 maxed out epics and a maxed out ultra rare. Will that be enough? I doubt it. As I scroll down, I've used this opportunity to work on my Dodge M80, a car that I do want to get maxed out. I want to max out a Razor and a Venom as well, so I'm working on those. They'll all be ready. These kind of cars may be useful. There's a good chance that handling is going to play a big part of it, so potentially having one of these cars may be a kind of a saver. It may lose, but lose gracefully, that kind of 50 to 75 point loss against some of the top cars. But what is going to be important is clicking on all cars and seeing the kind of cars you're going to be up against. The first thing I notice here, the 3 legendaries. Now, if there is rain, the Cadillac 16 is going to be a beast. If there isn't, it won't be quite as important. Now, with the Acura D and X as well, with 4-wheel drive, I do honestly think there is going to be an element of rain in this circuit. Lots of people, not me, will have the GT90 or the Cadillac 16 because they have been around for a while. The Acura, not so much, but definitely those two. If we scroll down to the epics, what we notice is a lot of those American Frontier cars are re-emerging. The Ford Mustang here, great car, I'd love to have this in my collection. The Dodge Charger Juiced as well would be one I'd like to get. Now, I've fused away the Sidewinder, possibly now thinking that could have helped us. Not that I think the car is great, but for this event. If you get the GTSR concept, again, going to be useful, but the Mustang is the one I'd want. One of these two will be the 2 cars I'd be after the most. Now, we can see the Acura here. Not many people I think are going to have it. Is it going to be useful? Oh, no. Here we go. Is it going to be useful? I don't know. I would like to get the Challenger SRT10 as well, but most of these, I said, with the exception of the El Mirage and the Mirai here, they're all going to have the American Frontier tag. So if people have gone hard on those packs, they're probably going to have a selection of cars. If you haven't, you're going to find it a bit more difficult. Even when we go down to the ultra rare, it's only the Aerovette, the only car in ultra rare which isn't in or doesn't have the American Frontier tag attached to it. So I wouldn't mind getting a Phaeton. I wouldn't mind getting an Imperial concept either, because I think there is going to be an element of rain, and having that standard tyres is going to be potentially useful. And again, I wouldn't mind getting the Dodge Charger 3 either for drag kind of levels, even if it might not be as useful in this event. So potentially pack wise, I could open a few packs, but you can see there are a few cars you can get which aren't American Frontier, but unfortunately, again, we see it in the super rare category. All the cars you're looking at are all going to be American Frontier cars. So I hope some of you have a good selection of those. Otherwise, you're going to be down using your GMC Denali and Granite and all these kind of cars. Potentially, may see a few Granites out for people if there is some rain, because they're not going to have the same selection. Would I buy a pack? Probably. I would probably use a little bit of gold and give myself 1 or 2 shots to try and get one of these epics, because I want them anyway, regardless of this event, and also a shot at getting the Cadillac 16. I would not turn my nose at the GT90 or the Acura, but I think the Cadillac 16 would aid me better in my hand overall. So let's come and see how can we prepare ourselves for that through the qualifiers. Well, I'll be honest with you guys, you have seen these rewards already. I would not go hard for these. The Mirai a great car, definitely. If you can get rank 1 to 3, I would push for it. Everything else isn't particularly amazing. You'll get a Phaeton at some stage, you'll get a Venom at some stage as well. I wouldn't be investing too many of my resources to get either of those two cars. What do we need for the qualifiers? Well, we're using German Renaissance Coupe. I can tell you, do not worry about rain, do not worry about anything like that. You just want speed and you just want handling, okay? There's no medium ground clearance, there's no off-road, nothing. It's all to do with speed and I'm going to say agility. Now, got a lot of problems here. This is the best team I can pretty much put out there because I haven't worked on anything. I don't have my Yellowbird leveled up. It is stock with the exception of actually investing cash in it. You will see quite a few people will put one upgrade into the engine or potentially one into the engine and one into the weight / chassis in order to give themselves an advantage over the other stock Yellowbirds, which is, you know, fine. For me though, I want to hold on to my ultra rares. There's other epics I want to work on ahead of this, so I'm not going to be investing in it for this event. Again here, I'm not going to be working on my W12 Nardo because it's an event car and there's just no use outside of this event for it for me at the moment. It doesn't fit anywhere else in any other events that I use. This car just sits in my garage, so yes, I did put the cash into it to get it up to the 1 star, but I won't be working on that. And again, with my compressor, I've got other cars I want to work on before that. So what we do is we can go twisty road, we can go hairpin, we can go slalom. I'm just going to play my tickets out. I'll show you a couple of track sets just to give you guys an idea if you haven't entered the event yet or you're thinking to late join. For me, I'm not going to finish anywhere good. I'm not trying to finish good, and I'm not looking to spend any of my resources on any of my cars for this event. I'm going to work on some of the other cars in my garage. But again, we'll come here, you're going to see plenty of Yellowbirds. This person again done some upgrading. Here's a good example. One in chassis, one in engine to give him that 50-point advantage over a lot of the Yellowbirds. Not all, but a lot of them. And then the rest of the cars are pretty average, to be fair. He's not worked on this BMW either. I could do the same. I could put it in stock like that. So we can go victory, we can go tie, we can go tie, we can go tie, we can go victory, and move ourselves up to something like probably like 45th, and then some. Oh, sorry, this wasn't a victory. I thought it was a tie. My bad. I forgot he worked on his. Okay, we still get the victory anyway. Okay, 52nd, and in a minute someone's going to beat me and I'll drop all the way back down to 100. We'll do one more. We'll go and see how high we can go just for the sake of it. Let's come up, play, and see what we're up against. So Jonathan, what have you got for us? Well, you haven't got the Yellowbird. Interesting. But you have worked on some cars. I'd imagine you've worked on your BMW N6 for the Bentley Hernandez finals. So yep, nice to see another car being used in the next finals. Hutch has said they're going to try and do that a bit more. Same here with the Z4M. So 2 cars used in the previous finals, again finding some playtime in this finals. And yeah, the rest of it is that's just this. It's just bad for me. Okay, it is just bad for me. Doesn't matter, gonna lose, just throw it in. So yeah, no way I can do well in this. If I maxed out all my cars, I could do better, but there is absolutely no reward worth the amount of cash and gold and cars I'd have to put in order to finish rank 1 to 3. I don't even have the cars to do it. I think the best I could get if I maxed out my team. If I maxed out my team, would I get max? Yeah, I reckon if I want to be really fancy and max out the M2 instead as well, I could probably get ranked 4 to 10. I could definitely get 11 to 50, and I'd be pushing around 4 to 10, I'd say. So all that for carbon fiber? No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyway, hopefully you are excited about the new challenge. See how that runs next week, and you have a chance with the Apollo. I said I'm going to promise to try and put a better showing in, and I am going to get a few of the packs to help me do so. I have a team at the moment that looks like it could be able to compete, but top 10, ooh, that's an ask. That's an ask with the cards that I have, but we will see. We will see. I've been MyTyme. Thank you very much. Hopefully you all have had a great week and looking forward to your weekend. I'll be back very soon to show you how I've done. Good luck everyone as ever. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.